Okay, this is your assignment for inequalities, solving inequalities. So it's going to take all of it. It's going to take the solving of the inequality and the graphing of the inequality and put it together. I almost gave you two separate assignments, but figured why would I do that when it's all on one instead of doing this whole assignment and that whole assignment? What's the point? So let's just stick with the one. How about that? You're welcome. All right, so in numbers 1 through 6, all we're doing is matching the inequality with the graph. All right, so let's think back to our notes. Whenever we said the word equal, like in number 2, right here, x is less than or equal to, it has a filled in sign or a filled in dot. All right, anytime it's equal, it's a filled in solid dot. If it doesn't say equal, then it's an open dot. All right. So let's why don't we do number 2 first? Okay. So number 2 says x is less than, less to the left, less than or equal to 2. So we have to find the graph that matches that. All right. Less than or equal. So I see that's on 2. And that's on 2. That's on 2. All right, so there are 3 things on 2. But remember, we said the word equal, okay? So it has to be a shaded in graph. So it cannot be the letter T. So it either has to be I or O. And it's less than. So it's everything smaller than 2. So what is it? It's I. It's the letter I. Oh, sorry. There we go. So it is this one right there. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Sorry. So it is this one right there. It is the letter I. It says match the inequality with its graph. So this is the letter I. Okay. So I guess we could probably scratch that out so we don't accidentally use it again. All right. So now let's try something different. Let's look at the graph first, and then look at the inequality. Okay, so like let's look at letter T. So it's at 2, first of all. Okay, so it has to be something at positive 2. Is it shaded in? No, it's not. So that means it's not equal. That means it's not 2. It's everything, what? Smaller than 2. So it's everything less than 2. So let's see here. It has to be less than 2. Okay, let's see here. Here's one that has 2. Number 6 has 2, and number 1 has 2. But it has to be less than 2. Remember from the notes, you want to read the letter first. Okay, so number 1, it says x is less than 2. Less than 2, which goes along with this right here. It's everything less, but it does not include 2. It is not shaded in. All right. So that is letter T. Letter T. All right. So I think you got this. I think you got it. Going on. I'll help you with number 6, and then that's it. Then I'll help you with 1 or 2 of the solving. All right. So number 6. Remember, read the letter first. So start here. Read that way. So x is bigger, right? X is greater than or equal to 2. So we said the word equal. So it's either, and it's on a 2. So it's either O or T. Okay? It's either O or T because they're both on the number 2. Well, which one is equal? Which one is shaded in completely? The letter O. That right there is shaded in completely, and it's everything greater. Okay, so number 6 is letter O. Dang it, I did it again. Letter O. Okay, yeah. All right, so now let's go. I'm going to mark those out. T-I and O. All right, so now we just have to solve these down below and then find the graph that goes along with it. All right, so you want to pick one? Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead, pick one. We're going to do number, what, 14? Okay, 14. Number 14. So draw your line. 6p, 6 times p minus 15 is less than 33. We're trying to get the variable by itself, okay, by doing inverse operations, getting everything moved to the other side. So we'll deal with this constant of minus 15 first by doing the inverse, which is adding 15. Remember, inverse just means opposite. So we're going to add 15 to both sides. So now that 6p is the only thing left over here. 6p is less than 33 plus 15, 33, 43, 48. 48, okay? So 6p is less than 48. 6 times something is less than 48. So what's the opposite of multiplying by p? Dividing by p, or 6. What's the opposite of multiplying by 6? Dividing by 6, sorry. So when we divide, you end up with 1p. So p is less than 48 divided by 6. 6 times 6 is what? 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8. So p is less than 8. We don't have an equal sign, right? No. P is less than 8. So we need to find one that is on 8 that has an open circle, because it's not equal. And looky there. Letter N. Letter N. So what am I supposed to do? There's some sort of a riddle. That's letter N. So number 14 is letter N. So everywhere on the bottom there's a 14. I'm going to put an N. There's only one. Alright. Maybe I'll also put the letter N right there. So I know that number 14 was that. You want to do one more? Okay. I can handle that. How about number 17? Let's do number 17. Yeah. Number 17. Negative 6 is greater than or equal to x divided by 6 minus 7. Don't all freak out. Okay. Remember, just do one thing at a time. Draw your line. Separate the two sides. The variable is x. That's what we want to get by itself. That's what we want to isolate. Okay, by moving everything to the other side, by doing inverse operations, meaning opposite. Right? So we've got a minus 7. We get rid of that by adding 7. Okay? Minus 7 and plus 7 is 0. Alright, so now we have our greater than or equal to x divided by 6. And negative 6 plus 7 is an easy one. You owe somebody $6 and you give them 7. Now you're positive 1. Okay? Alright, so now we are 1 is greater than or equal to x divided by 6. Let's get that x by itself. What's the opposite of dividing by 6? Always do the opposite. We're going to multiply by 6. Both sides. Both sides. Multiply by 6. Alright, so that is 0. Our sign is still the same. We have x. 6 times 1 is 6. So now's where we mess up sometimes, okay? X, remember, read the letter first, read the variable first, okay? So x is less than or equal to 6. X is less than or equal to 6. So we need to find that graph. It's going to have a 6 on it. So R has a 6. That's the only one, right? Less than or equal to 6. Yeah, so it has to be R. And that is true because it's equal to 6, which it had it shaded all the way in, and it's goes to the left, so it's everything less. All right, so that means the letter R, which is right there, I'm going to put here. So everywhere we see a 17 down here in the riddle, I have to put an R. R. Is that the only one? And that's the only one. Look, so that's not too bad. Okay, solve them first. Don't fret. All right, Use Google, use whatever you have to. And then use the graph. Alright? Do the best you can. That's all anybody can ask.